yesterday, before James, who's afraid of James Wolfe, was arrested. Here I am in the first minute of the broadcast. This is the famous broadcast of the Wuhan server, me helping the Capitol Police look for the Wuhan server on Capitol grounds.
Thing over by the Senate, or it could be at the Congressional Research Service. That's where I think it is. But what we do know is the ones on this server pulled all the email from 45 different representatives together. That means everything that they would have requested from the Congressional Research Service, their schedules. Also, if you have an unholy alliance with
Daniel Jones, Unholy Alliance, here we go.
Somebody over there named Daniel Jones, who works on Senator Feinstein's staff, who has access to the secure network, then you could be culling and accumulating and aggregating a lot more than just 45 different representatives' information. Remember, the ones had access and were hacking into representatives that they were not shared services members for. So that's something we can't forget. So we can't leave out the Senate side. We can't.
Bang! You can't leave out the Senate side. We can't leave out
Daniel Jones and his machinations. Plus, if this was the conduit and Imran was not in Pakistan just 3 months a year, but sometimes up to 9 months of the year, from the Pakistani internet, not a private network, accessing the congressional information, wouldn't that also be a good place to rake the State Department information? So we don't know if the State Department information from Huma and those folks were coming up.
The indictment of James Wolfe, accused of lying to reporters and so forth. I think this is a big story. This is the biggest story in Washington right now. There's actually the indictment listing him out. And I think this is going to be a lot more about Carter Page when this is all said and done than it is about James Wolfe. The bunny rabbit here, as I've said, the surveillance rabbit here is Carter Page, the guy who was running out thumb drives out to Halper's Farm. And I'll find the Halper's Farm episode a little bit later, but we did several songs about it. We had enough time to do songs and, American folklore and a Negro spiritual songbook about Mr. Page going out to Halper's Farm with thumb drives. So I think it's been over 30 days now with the Negro spiritual songbook. So here you go. This story is Who's Afraid of James Wolfe is going to be a lot more about Carter Page and his role on the Senate Armed Services Committee than it is going to be about James Wolfe on the Senate Select Intelligence Committee.